So clearly there's a dopamine crisis going on in the world, and in this video I'm going to do three things. I'm going to give you a problem, which is the dopamine crisis. I'm going to give you my perspective and my experience with the dopamine crisis, and then I'm going to give you a solution. So let's begin. The problem. What is the problem? Dopamine crisis is a widespread problem. It's all over the world, and we are experiencing things that we've never experienced before in our lifetimes. We are overstimulated with content that is very, very short form, and we are used to doing bad habits from the very get-go, from the very moment that we wake up. We go on our phones, check our emails, go on social media. Some of us do even worse habits in the morning. And what do you think happens after you perform a bad habit when you wake up? Well, obviously you're going to keep doing these bad habits throughout the day. If you start with a bad habit, you're going to keep going. You'll say, oh, well, I've done this. I've already checked my social media, so I might as well keep scrolling for the rest of the day. You know, if you start with a good habit, you're going to keep going with good habits. So if you say, okay, I'm not touching my phone in the morning until I'm ready and I'm good to go, and check your phone like a few hours you wake up when you get some sunlight in your face, then you can check your emails if you need to. But the biggest problem is that our attention spans are dropping very, very rapidly. And this is going to be a big problem in the future because, I mean, if we don't have an attention span, how the hell are we going to function in society? How are we going to build houses? How are we going to provide for the elderly that are on pensions? We are seeking dopamine from every source possible. We are addicted to dopamine, and obviously it feels great. I mean, a lot of people choose food for dopamine. A lot of people go on social media for dopamine. There's a lot of sources of dopamine in this world. Some is sexual pleasure. When you hear of binge eaters, why do you think they binge eat? It just gives them dopamine and calms them down. Social media addiction, gamers. When people say, oh, do you know what? I'm playing games for like 1 or 2 hours a day. Are you really? And some of them say, oh, look, I'm playing video games to calm myself down or to relax. Who are you kidding, man? How are you relaxing on playing video games? Your brain is overstimulated. You're literally playing video games. Your mind is going bananas. How are you relaxing? Go to the forest. Relax in the forest. Go outside and get some sunlight in your face. Relax. Lie down. Lie down on the grass. Lie down on your bed. Just look at the ceiling. If you really need to relax, just pick solitude instead of going on video games or social media. Anyways, so why should you care about this problem? Why should you care about this dopamine rush or dopamine crisis? Well, you are really not thinking about your future self, are you? If you say, oh, that's okay, I'll just scroll a few hours on my phone, I'll play video games for a few hours, I'll eat this junk food, I'll eat this cookie, I'll eat a few more cookies, I'll smoke some weed and then I'll have a pack of cookies, or I'll have 2 packs of jelly sweets. You're only fooling yourself. Who's going to have to deal with these problems? You. How are you going to have to deal with these problems? Either A, you're going to be overweight and you're going to be obese and unhappy. People are going to be not attracted to you because you're overweight and you have bad habits, and if you have bad habits and you're overweight, clearly you're not going to be happy, so people are not going to want to be around you, which is pretty self-explanatory. Or B, you're going to be unhealthy and you'll have to hit the gym, and you'll have to hit the gym twice as hard because now you've eaten like cookies every single day because you're smoking weed and you get the munchies. And then you have to hit the gym. Like, you're only kidding yourself, bro. So that's why you should care, because you're only fooling yourself. And if you won't have to care about yourself, if you have no capacity of caring for yourself, who do you think is going to care for you when you're overweight? Either the medical system or your parents, who are actually really concerned about your habits. When you wake up and you're scrolling social media, you're unhappy and you're comparing yourself to all these other people, and you're literally looking at the TikTok reels, and I mean, like, do you really think you're going to be happy throughout the day when you're like literally stimulating your brain so much? Like, do you think you're going to get pleasure out of the gym? Do you think you're going to get pleasure out of like the tasks that are actually good for you, the habits that are good for you? Like the one, like, okay, whatever is easy is kind of bad for us, so we know that. If it's easy, it's most of the time quite bad for us in the long term. It's like delayed gratification, and when it's hard, it's quite good for us. So if like hitting the gym or eating good food, like good nutrition, you know, like eating chicken and broccoli and rice, like, I mean, you're not really enjoying this food, but yeah, it's hard to consume. You're eating this broccoli, you're eating this chicken, and I mean, it's like hard to palate, but you know, it's good for you. Like, you know, you're going to be in a good position. So yeah, we're all dopamine addicted, and it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. There's so much dopamine to be accessed in this world. Man, I really picked a bad spot. Like, the sun is pissing me off. But yeah, I mean, there's no structure to this video. Like, if you're watching my channel, don't expect me to edit my videos, because again, I don't want like shit popping up here and like cutscenes of like, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna do that. Like, just listen to me talk. This is going to be far more enjoyable, at least for myself. And it's going to be a lot more beneficial to you, because if I edit this down into like a 5-minute video, you're not going to understand shit. Like, you're literally going to watch this video and then forget all about it like 5 minutes later. And if you watch me talk for like half an hour, then you might actually pick something up. And you know, my brain just scatters a lot, so I talk about one topic and then I jump topics and I come back. So it's a lot easier for you to actually drill this into your head, this information, and remember it and actually apply it to your life, because I keep going back to the same thing I said, and it's not on purpose, you know, it's just how my brain works. But yeah, so we wake up, we do bad habits from the get-go, and then we continue doing these bad habits. Now, if you wake up again and do a good habit, you're going to keep doing good habits throughout the day. Like, obviously you'll, you know, skip a good habit here and there, you'll do something bad, but that's normal. But if you really start with your phone and you keep scrolling, you know, for like half an hour after you wake up, you're not going to set yourself up for a good day. So, and dopamine, it works differently for everyone. Some people are addicted to social media, some people are addicted to games. Everything that gives them an easy escape from life, like simple pleasures that like are easy accessed, most of the time they're bad for us. So this is the problem. So eventually you keep doing these bad habits, you keep doing these dopamine things that are not good for you, you're going to end up in a bad place. And then eventually you'll have to really, really step up and take care of yourself, or someone else from your family or a healthcare person will have to look after you, because you're not going to be a healthy person. You're not going to have a healthy mind, and you're not going to have a healthy body if you keep doing these bad things. Now, it's easy for me to say these things, like, oh, don't do the bad habits, don't go on your phone, but it's quite hard to apply. So I'm just thinking how to present this problem better for you. How can you understand how much of a bad thing this is? Like, we don't know what the hell will happen. We really don't know what will happen with this whole social media thing messing up our brains. How are we going to be in like 20 years? How is the world going to be in 20 years? You know, like, if you consume all of this short form content, like over edited videos, what is that going to do to your brain? If you're not going to read books, what is that going to do to your brain if you keep just watching short form content, like 10-second videos on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts, whatever? What is that going to do to your brain long term? We don't know that, because this has never happened before. And the results, in my opinion, are going to be very, very, very bad. This is so dangerous. We're going to have absolute mad queues for like healthcare professionals dealing with psychology and mental health. It's, I'm laughing, but it's pretty scary. I'm terrified. So this is the problem. This is the problem we're facing. We're all addicted to dopamine, and we want it as fast as possible. And we do the easy things so much, but then doing the hard thing becomes so difficult. Like, think about it. You have so much access to easy things that fill your brain with dopamine, fill your brain with like this happy hormone. Like, eventually, if you keep doing these things, it'll catch up with you. And doing the hard thing will become so difficult, man. Like, when fat people, like, they have a hard time going to the gym. Why do you think they have a hard time going to the gym? It's because they'd rather fill themselves with dopamine, like literally with food, because then they'll become happier and forget about this problem for a second. It's like a drug addiction nearly. It's like literally the same as doing drugs. Gaming, eating like shit junk food, procrastination, social media. It's all like a drug, literally. So this is the problem we're facing. This problem is very, very, very evident in the youth today, because most of the youth is very unhappy. Like, you can see the statistics for yourself. Just like Google, suicide rates and all that crack. Like, see how we're performing as a society. Like, you can see the world is in near destruction with all these liberal leftists and whatever. Those I don't want to get cancelled just yet. I only have like 500 subscribers. But you know what I'm talking about. Those blue-haired people. Like, do you think they're happy? There's like more and more of them. Anyways, so this is the problem. Dopamine. Too much of it. Bad for our brains. So, what's my experience with this dopamine crisis? I've struggled a lot. I haven't been on social media for a week this past month. Like, I took a break for a week of social media. I deleted my Instagram, I deleted my Facebook, I didn't watch any YouTube shorts or whatever. I literally didn't consume any social media. I was quite happy. My dopamine levels regulated themselves, and I began doing things that are a bit more different. Damn, this video is weird. I'm going to be honest here and be raw. This is what happens when you record a video. Your brain goes blank. You're trying to say something, but you're trying to say it in a way that you can understand as an audience, but for me it just doesn't make sense. So I have to stop. And this is where I would stop the video and be like, okay, record again. But I'm just way too comfortable in this chair. So I'll present you the problem, or my experience with this problem again. So basically, I went off social media for a week and I was quite happy. I began doing things that I haven't done for the past month. Like I began doing the harder things because dopamine wasn't accessible for me in this easy state. Like I could access it easily. I could just download all of these applications again, but I just chose not to. I said, okay, like, and just take a break. And it's not like I used them a lot before, you know. It's maybe 20 minutes a day, maybe 15 minutes a day I would use, like, you know, in combination, like Instagram, like Facebook and all. Like, yeah, I still use Facebook for like the marketplace and stuff, but anyways, yeah, I didn't use it much, but I just said, look, I'll just stop using it for a week, see what happens. I started doing the good habits. I started meditating again for like more often. Like I started meditating, I started like doing cold showers, I started, you know, working out a bit more. Like I started looking for dopamine in other places rather than where it's easily accessible, because your brain is kind of always dopamine sick, or how would I say it? It's like always looking for a way to get dopamine. You're all like, obviously you're always looking for a way to be happy. And, you know, some people choose to scroll for like hours, and then some people choose to do the good thing, which you still get the dopamine, but it's just harder. You know what I mean? So I started doing like the harder things. I started doing so many chores, like I literally cleaned out my whole room, and, you know, I organized the shed in the back garden. Like I started doing the things that give me pleasure but are not easily accessible, and I was a lot happier. Because obviously you're being productive, so it's like starting with a good habit in the morning. Again, I would not use my phone, whatever. Like start with a good habit in the morning, and then the good habits just kept flowing. You know, it's just quite happy. So a week later, right, I downloaded Instagram again, and guess what? I went on the Instagram Reels. And look, I haven't seen them for like a week, and now I went onto the Instagram Reels, and they were so funny. Like literally, they were so funny. Like my brain was still starving for that dopamine. Like those reels were so funny. Like literally, the first one I seen, I was nearly crying laughing. You know? And like, if you would go back a week, when I was looking at the reels for like 15 minutes a day or whatever, 10 minutes a day, I would not have the same reaction to them. You know, it's something small, but like I just noticed, I was like, wow, this is so different. Like I watched maybe like 20 in a row. I was like, oh, funny, you know, I kept laughing. And then, you know, obviously you get used to them, and then you just turn it off. But, you know, like some people don't turn it off. Some people just keep going. And then this is what makes you like really fucked up, when you just keep scrolling, you know. And I've been there. So yeah, always seeking dopamine. It's best to seek dopamine in the hard habits, the ones that are good for you. You know what's good for you. You secretly know what's good for you. It's not the junk food. It's not the gaming. It's not the social media. It's not the drugs, the weed, the movies, the Netflix. Watching shows, like binge watching shows. Or spending time with someone who's toxic. Someone who like gives you a lot of drama in your life. Someone who like keeps, you know, giving you like problems in life rather than solutions. Someone who's like a toxic person. It's like, weirdly enough, they give you dopamine. Like people who give you drama, like they give you some sort of dopamine too, because it's like information overload nearly. So what's the solution? What's the solution to all of this? How the hell do you stop watching all of these shorts or reels, and how do you stop gaming? How do you stop binge watching TV shows? How do you stop eating junk food? How do you stop doing all of these bad habits that destroy your brain? Well, I mean, first you got to start with just doing the right thing in the morning. Like I said, start with a good habit. Stop watching like short form content that's over edited. Like when you're on YouTube, don't watch like over edited videos. Like I remember Hamza, the YouTuber, you can look him up, he's quite good. He just kept making these over edited videos, and for me at least they weren't enjoyable. Like they were at the start, like then I just got really bored of them because he always like just over edited. The first part of the video was just over edited, and it was like Jeffrey and Adonis, and I just skipped the part all the time. Like it became boring. And then he started making these 1 hour long videos, which were quite enjoyable. Like me personally, I would learn a lot more from just watching an hour or listening to an hour of content that is unedited. And I feel like this is the way to go. That's why I don't make these short videos. That's why when I fucked up and, you know, literally like 5 minutes ago, I was like, I wanted to re-record this video. I was like, no, you should see the real truth. You should see how it's actually recording a video just in one take, you know? Because maybe you want to become a YouTuber. Maybe you want to make like these videos and just provide information for people, like whatever you're interested in, like provide this for people. Like if you're interested in cars, maybe you want to do like a car YouTube channel and you're like, oh, I want to do this, like what it's like. That's what it's like. You mess up and people don't show that. People edit so much, they edit every single mistake out. When someone like sneezes or like farts or something, they edit it out. They're like, no, I didn't do that, you know? And that kind of gives you a shit perception of the world. Like, I mean, like exactly, like it gives you an unrealistic perspective to the world. Because you're like, wow, these people don't do that. You know, people don't mess up, people don't make mistakes. You know? Like, it's like what happens when you're watching movies. Like, you know, obviously there's a plot, but like, it's like perfection, you know, all the actors are like, you know, wearing makeup and everything around us, the media we consume, it's all perfected, it's all like, it's all fake. It's all just fake. That's why I don't want to do this fake shit. I just want to be real with you. Well, like, sun is literally shining in my face. Like, you can't even make out, like, what I look like. I don't even know if I look like shit. I don't care. I'm cold. I'm wearing this jacket. I'm cold. I'm sitting in this chair. I'm trying to give you information that will actually help you. I find this a real problem, that this dopamine crisis is going to be a real problem for us later down in life. If we don't fix this right now, if you don't fix this right now in your own life, then someone will actually have to fix it for you. And that's not a good thing. But yeah, man, I just want to be real. I don't want to sit here and pretend like I don't mess up. You should see mistakes. That's why I don't edit my videos. That's why I like do it all in single take. I don't want you to be looking at like here, like when I pop a picture up and like here and, you know, like cutscenes. I don't want you to like look at all that stuff to get distracted. If you have a YouTube channel as well, like maybe try and, you know, do the same thing. But then again, you're not going to get the same views. That's why I don't get the views that I might be getting if I edited the videos. Obviously, if I edited my videos, if I made it all like, oh, dopamine, like picture here, I'll get views because people are spastics. Everyone wants dopamine. I'm not giving it to you. I'm not giving you dopamine, bro. Not giving you dopamine. I went off topic. See, that's also what happens. And truthfully, I don't know whether this is more beneficial to you if I go off topic and I rant about something and then I come back to the topic, or you want to just like. Then again, I think that's wrong. I think if I'm going to talk about one single topic, like constantly, and not like break character and actually, mess up a bit, I think it's actually going to be harder for you to consume the information if I just talk in about the same thing over and over, because you'll get bored of it. Like, oh yeah, I get it. Dopamine, yes, yeah, dopamine crisis. Oh, there's a problem, solution. Okay, don't watch this. Don't play video games. Don't eat junk food. We get it. You'll get bored of it. But if I kind of go off topic, rant about something else then, and then go back to the other topic, and then say, oh, don't eat junk food again, oh. Then maybe you'll actually understand. I mean, all these videos is just a reminder. I'm pretty sure deep down what is going on in the world. That people are unhappy. That people are committing suicide at the highest rate in literally 100 years. That people are becoming very unhealthy because the easy choice is always in front of them. When you're checking out at the store, sweets are everywhere. The easy option is everywhere. Everything is literally at your fingertips. All of this stuff. You're just not prepared to apply it in your life. And all I'm trying to do with this video is scare you. That's all. I'm just trying to scare you into taking action. Because if you're not going to take action, you're going to really, really regret it later down in life. This is the purpose of my channel. Is to scare people into changing. Then you may think oh, why does he care? Why does he care what kind of life I lead? I don't know. I don't know why I care about random people. I haven't even met. Me and you're watching this video, we haven't met probably. That's the likelihood. Some of the people that watch these videos we've met, and you enjoy these videos. Maybe you enjoy them for my personality, maybe you enjoy them because you know me. I don't know. But the stranger that's watching this video, why do I care about you? I don't know. Maybe it's I don't want to be tooting my own horn, but maybe I have a kind heart and I just care about people too much. Maybe I feel it's my duty to give people some kind of insight, to change their lives, to make them feel better about themselves. That's why I don't edit my videos. That's why I don't provide you with the things that you don't need in life. I would have so much more views if I edited my videos. But I don't care about my views. I just think that eventually it's going to build up and people are going to see this stuff. Maybe it's a really silly thing to think. Maybe it's me being delusional. But that's the kind of optimism that we need in life, right? Anyways, this video is all over the place. Yeah. I think you understand the message though, right? Dopamine's a big problem. I've suffered with it a lot. I used to be a gamer, in my youth. I used to play video games 10 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day. All I'd think about was video games. RuneScape. All I'd think about was getting this new helmet on RuneScape because it was easier than actually doing stuff in real life. When I was hit with a problem in life, when I was maybe upset or down, when there was family issues, when there was let's say my parents were fighting, where did I turn to? Obviously escapism. I went to video games. When there's that's what people do. They try and escape reality with those bad habits. But what you don't understand is that you're actually going to be far worse off. And the real answer is, I don't know how you personally can change your life in a way that you don't consume all of this stuff, like junk food and games and, pornography, whatever, like social media. There's a lot more bad habits, like I'm not naming them, but those are the ones that kind of I find are closer to me. But I don't know how you can change your life into not doing those things, because everyone is so individual. Everyone is so individual. Every single bit of advice that I give you might not apply to you. It might apply to another viewer, but it might not apply to you. So this is the issue that I'm hit with. How do I present you a solution that is applicable to everyone? And this is what I'm trying to find out. How do I present these videos in a way that it's applicable to everyone? It's weird. This video turned into something else. I'm still going to call it like the dopamine crisis. But like, I feel me being real and actually discussing this problem in a raw style is actually more beneficial for some reason. I might be delusional once again, but like, I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like 3 hours ago when I was back at work, I had the clear answer to how to fix your problems, how to make you stop doing the bad habits, how do you stop consuming so much dopamine, and how do you get rid of dopamine addiction. But it's purely individual, and it'd be selfish for me to give you an answer and say that yes, this is the answer for you. It'd be very selfish to just say, look, this is the answer, take this and apply it to your life. But that's not the case. That's not the case. The advice that I could give you might not work for you. It's purely individual. So my advice to you is this. Keep it in mind that there is a dopamine crisis. Keep in mind that doing the easy thing is most likely the wrong thing. Keep in mind that doing the hard thing is most of the time the good thing. If it doesn't feel good, if it's difficult and it's like you have to put in a lot of effort, then that's probably the right thing that you're doing. All you have to figure out is, how do you make yourself do it? And this is the individual part, because we all have our vices, but how you deal with them is really, really individual. So I suggest you try your best to fix this, because then you're going to become a lot happier in life. You're going to become the kind of person that your parents would be proud of. You're going to become the kind of person that you're proud of, first of all. Yeah. How beautiful is this forest though? Haven't been here in a month and a half, and everything started blooming. It's very nice. So yeah. Go to nature. I know there's one way of really fixing your dopamine and really getting things into balance, but you're not going to do it. It's too hard. For the average viewer, it's too hard. Yeah, for the average viewer, it's too hard. What I'm about to say is very difficult, and you're probably not going to do it, but maybe like a handful of you will. I'm really like thinking about, should I say it, you know? Anyways, all right, here it goes. So, how do you really get rid of this dopamine addiction? How do you start being productive? How do you start becoming the person that you're proud of, that your parents are proud of? How? And this advice will work for everyone. But it's like, no one's prepared to do that. Anyways, okay, you cut out every single bit of dopamine in your life. You cut out every single thing possible that gives you pleasure. Everything. You make a list, right? You take a notebook, you write down every single thing that gives you pleasure in life. Okay? Everything, the good and the bad. You write down every single thing, good or bad, that gives you pleasure in life, that gives you dopamine. Everything, right? You have 50 things written down, okay? Because there's shit tons of stuff that gives you pleasure in life. Then you tick just beside it. You wrote the things down, like 50 things, whatever, 10 things, I don't care. You tick the ones that are good for you. And be real with yourself. You know what's good for you. Tick the things that are good for you, okay? Like spending time with family, tick. Eating healthy, tick. Because eating healthy gives you dopamine too. Okay, so tick it. Because it gives you dopamine in the long term. Tick everything that's good for you, okay? Now, after you ticked everything that's good for you, scribble out the things that are not good for you. Right? You're not allowed to do them anymore. That's it. You're done. From the time that you wake up, you're not using your phone, you're not using social media. You're only allowed to use your phone like one of those old phones. You're only allowed to ring and text message. You're not allowed to text message toxic people. If they're toxic in your life, you cancel them out. They're out of your life. You leave things like the gym, eating healthy, and walking, and nature, and that's it. You leave like 5 things on your list, okay? So you leave literally 5 things on your list: sleep, eating healthy, the gym, spending time with family, and nature, going for a walk, or meeting up with a friend that's a good influence in your life. 5 things. You leave them. This is what you're going to be doing for the next 1 month. You're not doing anything else in life. You're not playing a video game, not even for 1 minute. You're not going on social media even for 1 minute. You're not going to do anything that's bad for you, not even for 1 minute. You're not watching pornography at all. Right? You're not doing anything that's bad for you at all. For 1 month. All you're doing is going to work, sleeping, eating, going out to nature, going for walks, family, and if you have a partner, spending time with them, but only the good things. Again, you have to have your partner on board with you. So, this is the only way to cure you properly. This is exactly what works. This is like literally tested advice. It works. It will get rid of your dopamine addiction. After 1 month, you'll be the happiest person in the whole world. You can also read books and stuff. Like good books. Like books that are good for you. But that's not a necessary step. Because just by doing such simple things like going to sleep, going to the gym, spending time with family, going to work or whatever, working on your business, doing like, you know, pursuing your stuff, like you're still doing what you're doing. You know, I'm not including this because it's obvious. You're not going to quit work because you're doing some dopamine detox. But like, you do this for 1 month and you're going to be fine. You're never going to do the bad habits that you did before. Well, of course, some of you will, but you'll be so happy in life that you won't do those things ever again. And this is the way to fix it. Yeah. Are you going to do that? Probably not. Will it work? Yeah. But the difference is, how much do you want to change your life? How much do you actually want to be a happy person in life? How much do you actually want this? You know, how much do you actually want to be a good person in life? Like, not a good person, but like a happy, fulfilled person. How much do you want it? That's the difference. One of you might really want it and you'll do it, but one of you will say, I'll just go and scroll on social media and like, I'll go jerk off. Yeah. So this is the difference between two people. One is willing to do it and one is not. So this is the video in a nutshell. I mean, if you understood something, leave a comment and subscribe and like the video. If you didn't understand anything, then dislike this video and unsubscribe and like leave a comment, like say fuck you, you know, something like that. So yeah, if you didn't understand anything that I said in this video, and if it didn't like resonate whatsoever, unsubscribe, dislike the video, and comment down below fuck you. Okay? Yeah, that's all for this video, and I mean, yeah, peace, I guess.